My name's Kris Davis. I'm a pianist and composer. I'm originally from Western Canada, and I've been living in New York for the last 13 years. We're at Sear Sound in New York. We're recording a new CD after our performance at Roulette. This is my new project, Infrasound, and it will be my 10th record as a leader. Originally, I was contacted by the Shifting Foundation to record some sort of large ensemble project. The concept of bass clarinets came to mind. I was hoping to bring a few worlds together, sort of rock aesthetic combined with a kind of classical chamber music concept, intermixed with jazz and kind of an organ guitar trio. So the ensemble is Joachim Badenhorst, Oscar Noriega, Andrew Bishop, and Ben Goldberg, all playing clarinet, bass clarinet, contra alto clarinet, and contrabass clarinet. And then Gary Versace on organ, Jim Black on drums, Nate Radley on guitar, and myself on piano. A few years ago, my good friend and saxophonist that I play with often, Tony Malaby, asked me to arrange some of his music for a group called Novella. From that, I really had some experience composing for horns and knowing what they're capable of, and how I wanted to blend the instruments for this project, Infrasound. Infrasound is the pitch below what human ears can actually hear. So I decided to call it that because with these low instruments, like, the title really captured what the project was. I worked on the music for the last 6 months, and I really didn't have a chance to hear the music until about 2 days before a concert that we performed at Roulette. And so for me to hear the project finally was such a, first of all, a relief, because I didn't really know what it was going to sound like. And just, all the musicians brought such an amazing energy.
The entire concert the other night, to me, was like absolutely magical from the beginning to the end. First note to the last, and afterwards I told Kris, this is my favorite band in the whole world.
I was happy we made it through everything, because that's really the reality of when you put something like this together. We had one rehearsal the day before the concert. We rehearsed the day of the concert, just trying to get the nuts and bolts of the tunes together, because it is challenging. And then the concert's their first real performance, so that in itself is magical.
When these breathing instruments come together, and with the organ and the drums, it really creates a wild, living, breathing animal.
This was a very unusual orchestration. I mean, 4 bass clarinets. Right away I knew that she was onto something really fantastic. As soon as we first began rehearsing, I was like, man, this is a sound.
I've asked her a few times for some guidance, like, how would you like this? We can play this 100 different ways, and she's pretty open to whatever we come up with.
I like to leave space for people to put their own personality, their own direction in the music. It was exciting for me to hear where people took the music in that way. just so exciting for me to hear, people bring their own energies to the group. Jim really captured that rock aesthetic I was looking for.
If you talk to a lot of modern composers, a lot of people are reflecting on the goal of trying to incorporate both composed passages and improvisation in their music. And I'd say that Kris's music that we're playing right now is a brilliant example of what can be achieved in that regard, because there's just enough meticulously composed stuff that's all worked out with the counterpoint and the harmonies. There's just enough of that, and she uses it to anchor the piece at strategic locations. And then there's other parts that are improvised, but the improvisation is then informed by the composed passages that are around it. So everybody really can very honestly and sincerely present what they are feeling at the moment, and it works in the context of the larger composition.
Making this music just made me trust in myself and know that, what I'm hearing in my head as I'm composing, it does actually work, and part of that is just playing with these amazing musicians. They would make it work no matter what. Yeah, at the concert I mentioned that, this was in a way my second child. So I worked on the music for 6 months and, did it every day as I was taking care of my son as he was a newborn. The two lives, the life of my son, Benjamin, and this music are really interconnected and interwoven. I'm excited for him to hear it one day and know that that was part of the process, that he was part of the process.